Welcome back to the Big O. Today we have the Big O Baja. 16 trucks are competing here on the Big O, and the Big O has jumps, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and dive right into group number 1. First up in that number 5, we have Xavier from Diecast Show Customs. And then second, in this beautiful white paint job, we have Iceman. And then third, number 97 from Dog Squab Racing, it's J-Bo. And last but not least in this group, it's Raw Sun God from Raw Sun God Racing. Let's head right to the start gate, folks. As you know, the Big O is a rolling start. They're going to roll down to that start-stop line, and then they're going to do 2 laps around the Big O. And folks, if you didn't see qualifying, there's jumps here in the Big O. That's right, 4 trucks at a time will be going over these jumps, and we are sure to see some chaos out there on the track. Xavier out front early. He was one of our top qualifiers, and he is showing it there in the qualifying position number 1. Nobody is catching him despite sliding completely sideways around the turn across the finish line there. There in comes J-Bo, Iceman, and Raw Sun God in reverse across the finish line, collecting 1 point. Our scoring system here is 4 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. And if for some reason you don't make it around this Big O and across the finish line, you will get a big fat 0. It's J-Bo on the inside, but Xavier on the outside showing his speed there, pulling ahead of the pack. Raw Sun God taking the inside on J-Bo, making an epic pass, now pushing against Xavier. Can he get by both cars? Iceman bringing up the rear. There we show you a quick replay of that pass on J-Bo. J-Bo trying to take the inside on Raw Sun God now, gets spun back around. Xavier and Raw Sun God in reverse. Into the last turn they go, making that final jump, and across the finish line they go. Will everyone be able to jump that finish line? Checkered flag on that finish line jump. That finish line camera is positioned in the perfect place to capture that action. Not only photo finishes, but big air as well. They're going their fastest as they cross the finish line for the second time, and they are sure to get some massive air. Good thing we have safety fences. Brought to you by Spoolheads Racing, who has designed this track, this jump, and the safety fences, and the finish lines, and the whole entire thing. Go to spoolheads.com and check out these tracks if you want a track like this or one of their crazy track inventions. And if you use code TTC, you'll get 5% off your order. Any order. Just use TTC, go buy some fun stuff, build yourself a Hot Wheels track, and have some fun. Into race number 4, they rotate 1 position clockwise. It's Iceman in the pole position. Xavier right behind him, giving him a little push down the main straightaway as they go green. Over the first jump they go. Xavier trying to take the inside, spins Iceman around. Iceman gets straightened back out somehow. What an epic move. He was over-rotated almost backwards. And then a synchronized return spin. And then here comes Raw Sun God on the outside. Can Raw Sun God make the pass after these 2 spin? These 2 are messing around. He makes the pass on Xavier. Then he makes the pass on Iceman. Outside, then the inside. What a move by Raw Sun God, making the double pass on Iceman and Xavier. And crossing the finish line, Raw Sun God takes 4 points in race number 4. And folks, he moves into the first place position in this group with 12 points. He'll move on with Xavier with 11. What an epic first group that was. The slowest qualifying car in that group moved on. Let's go ahead and go on to group number 2. First up, it's Dusty Miles from Milestone Diecast Racing. And then second, in that beautiful orange and yellow faded paint job, it's Abby Normal from Abnormal Speed Racing. And then we have Sawyer from Uncle Elvis Racing. And last, it's Asher from Stupid Fish Racing. That dumb fish is in here again, and I hope he does well. Let's go ahead and go right to the grid. Again, we have a 4-car grid. They will rotate 1 position clockwise every single turn. They go green across the finish line. Dusty Miles, who is the top qualifier in this group, is out front early. In this group, we have 2 Baja Bouncers and 2 Ford Bronco Rs. Those Baja Bouncers, as we know, have the metal base. Those are premium castings. The Bronco R does have a premium casting, but most of the entries we saw were the plastic base of that version. Dusty Miles across the finish line, almost clearing the start-stop finish line checkered flag as he crosses the finish line. He takes 4 points in race number 1. Unfortunately, Asher does not make it down across the finish line and will take a DNF in this race. They rotate 1 position clockwise. It's Sawyer now in the pole position. Asher right behind him. Asher's got to make some moves if he wants to put some points on the board and have any chance in moving on. He cuts off the top qualifier, Dusty Miles. Then he cuts him off again. Dusty Miles spins around. It's Sawyer out front. Asher's trying to make the moves. He bumps into the back of Sawyer, but is unable to get by. Over this jump they go. They have one more lap to put into this Big O. Sawyer and Asher spin around reverse. Sawyer making massive air off the jump in reverse. Here comes Asher down across the finish line. Not enough for Asher. Sawyer takes first place and 4 points in this group. All right, out front we have Sawyer with 7, followed right behind with Dusty Miles with 6 points. Who is going to move on to the next round of the Big O Baja? Let me know what you think about these jumps in the Big O. Do you like them? Do you want to see them return? Do you want them to stay in the track for one more tournament? Let me know in the comments. It's Asher out front, Abby Normal spinning around backwards, getting pushed by Sawyer, and Dusty Miles trying to make his way back through the pack as he starts in that back right position where you don't want to be in this track, but it has the best opportunity of making some passes. Dusty Miles gets hung up with Sawyer there, and in this race it's Asher who makes his way across the finish line for 4 points, and folks, he's going to need it. Let's check out the scoreboard here. It's Sawyer with 9, Dusty Miles with 7, Abby Normal 6, and Asher with 7. Asher's not out of it, folks. He's in the front right position, and even though getting a DNF, he is still in contention for winning this one. It's Abby Normal on the inside, Dusty Miles right behind him. Asher and Sawyer fall behind just a little bit. Dusty Miles putting some pressure on Abby Normal. He holds Dusty Miles off in that Baja Bouncer. Baja Bouncer pushing on Abby Normal, spinning him around. Spinning her around. Abby's probably a female, I would assume. Down across the finish line they go. Abby Normal takes 4 points. Sawyer coming in last place. And folks, in group number 2, we have a 3-way tie for moving on, and only 2 cars move on, so we are going to do a tiebreaker. So we're going to put them in a 3-car grid and run them 3 races. Scoring system here is 3 points for first, 2 points for second, 1 point for third. Basically, if you make a pass on somebody, you're probably going to move on. 2 of these 3 cars move on. It's Dusty Miles out front early. He spins around backwards. The other 2 cars are out of frame. We do not know what is going on with the other 2 cars. Who's going to come across second? Here comes Sawyer. Abby Normal going slow in reverse across the finish line will take 1 point. Looking good for Dusty Miles and Sawyer. Abby Normal will rotate to a better position on the track this time around. Hopefully, she can get in front of Dusty Miles there on the outside, but Dusty Miles is the top qualifier in this group, and we know he is fast. Sawyer out front early, getting pushed by Abby Normal. Abby Normal hasn't put the points up on the board. However, he's fast. Look at him. He's hanging in there with some of the top dogs here in this track. He's fast and furious, but they get into a big bunch and spin sideways. Who knows what's going to come out of this one? Dusty Miles trying to push on the outside. Abby Normal trying to push on the inside reverse. Sawyer still out in front. Down across the finish line they go. It's Sawyer, Abby Normal, Dusty Miles. Holy cannoli. What an epic battle there between those 3 off-road vehicles. Into the 3rd race of the tiebreaker. Still anyone's game. Anything can happen. A DNF, a mega pass, a spin out. Who knows? Abby Normal out front. This is her opportunity to get 3 points on the board. She spins around sideways. Dusty Miles takes the inside. Oh no, you hate to see that happen, but Dusty Miles capitalizes on just a little mistake by Abby Normal. Flying down the track, it's Dusty Miles. Abby Normal falls out of frame. Sawyer is back there doing something. I don't even know what. Dusty Miles spins around. Then around the turn, here comes Abby Normal and Sawyer down across the finish line as well. However, because Abby Normal got past, she will not get enough points to move on. Dusty Miles and Sawyer move on in that 3-car tiebreaker battle. And then we're going to head right over to the 3rd group on the right-hand side of the bracket and introduce the 4 cars. First up, it's number 13 backwards, Mr. Dark from Dubious Diecast. Second, all the way from Canada, it's Crazy Canuck from the White Knuckle Motoring Speed Shop. Third, we have Laro from 409 Diecast Racing. And last, but certainly not least, Speedball Herman from Gravity Throttle Racing. This one's going to be a good group, folks. We have people from all over the country, all over the world. And here they are going down the track for the first run. 3, 2, 1, go green. They're out of there is Mr. Dark early on the inside, pole position. He is the fastest qualifier in this race, followed by Crazy Canuck, then Laro, and then Speedball Herman. But folks, on the Big O, it's anyone's game, as we saw in Ross Sun God's case. He was the slowest qualifier in his group, and he was able to move on. Mr. Dark spins around backwards, holds up the whole entire pack. Laro pushing him down the track just a little bit, then Crazy Canuck and Speedball Herman. Whoa! 1-2 across the finish line. 3-4, actually. Out the door goes Crazy Canuck and Speedball Herman. They rotate one position clockwise. Laro takes the pole position. Yes, Laro looks a lot like Sawyer. They both use the stock livery on that beautiful Baja Bouncer, but they did add some custom flair to it, so that's how I can tell the difference between those two cars. Speedball Herman on the inside of Mr. Dark. What an amazing way to hold on to the second place position for Speedball Herman. Mr. Dark right behind, over the jump they go. Mr. Dark tries to take the inside, but Speedball Herman's too fast for him. Laro holding it out front. Oh no, Speedball Herman sideways. Can Mr. Dark get by? Mr. Dark does not get by. Speedball Herman takes second after Laro, and Crazy Canuck brings up the rear with 1 point. What's metric for point? 1 point. Is it a different measurement? Different metric? It's 3/4 of a point. All right, Speedball Herman takes the pole position, and he is out front. He takes the outside. Is that going to pay off for him? Crazy Canuck takes the inside. Speedball Herman is able to outrun Crazy Canuck. Now they're jockeying for position in the back. Speedball Herman gets away from the pack just a little bit there, and he's going to run away with it as Crazy Canuck slides sideways. Speedball Herman across the finish line for 4 points, and Crazy Canuck, Laro, and Mr. Dark in last. It's Laro out front with 9, Speedball Herman with 8, Dark with 7, and Crazy Canuck with 6. Still anyone's game because we know anyone, anything can happen. Crazy Canuck in the front position. He is looking good in that position. Mr. Dark hard on his tail. Mr. Dark slides around sideways. That is not good for Mr. Dark. Crazy Canuck way out in front. Here comes Speedball Herman to make his way on the outside. Laro trying to make his way on the inside. Crazy Canuck gets by, and then Speedball Herman in reverse on the inside. Is he going to make the double pass? Speedball Herman right here slides by Mr. Dark on the inside in reverse. Crazy Canuck trying to block Mr. Dark, and literally Speedball Herman slides in reverse down across the finish line. I don't even know who got second or third, but Speedball Herman was in first. He'll move on with 12 points, and Laro moves on with 10. And folks, the faster 2 cars in this qualifying got beat by the slower 2 cars in this group. See what I'm talking about? Anyone's game here in the Big O. And into the 4th and final group we go. We have Arlo leading the pack in that Baja Bouncer. Then we have Ragin' Ricky from Oregon, Outcast, don't get that wrong. And then we have James Ironbeard from Ironbeard Customs in that Baja Bouncer, beautiful gray. And last in this group, we have Warren Clutch from Last and the Furious. Not Fast and the Furious, but the Last and the Furious. And in this case, he is last. He's in the 16th place position. We'll see what he can do in track. Is Arlo in the pole position? Mr. Ironbeard, Mr. James Ironbeard right behind him. Ragin' Ricky on the outside. The 2 Baja Bouncers pull ahead of the Bronco R's. James Ironbeard pulling a block maneuver on Ragin' Ricky. It's Warren Clutch sliding sideways. Oh no, it looks like he might have came to a stop. Is he going to be able to get going down the track again? James Ironbeard following him down the track. Arlo already runs away with the victory in this race number 1 and takes 4 points, almost clearing that finish line. James Ironbeard second. Here comes Ragin' Ricky. Do we see Warren Clutch? There's Warren Clutch. He must have got his act together. Sliding sideways over that last jump and across the finish line he goes for 1 incredible, awesome point. Race number 2 of round 1, group number 4, and then we're going to go into round number 2. That's exciting. James Ironbeard in the pole position. Arlo to his right. Arlo looks like he might be able to pull ahead of the pack on the outside lane. Give it some gas, Arlo. There he goes. Passing everybody on the outside. James Ironbeard tries to cut him off and gets spun around by Warren Clutch, and now Warren Clutch is getting pushed by Ragin' Ricky. James Ironbeard finds himself in reverse again, and then we have a little scrappy battle back there between Warren Clutch and Ragin' Ricky. They are just in a big pile of love back there in the back of the pack. But here they come. Look out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to see the replay of that. Look out, James Ironbeard. Here comes Warren Clutch and Ragin' Ricky. And yes, Ragin' Ricky and James, Ragin' Ricky took last, but the other guy, Warren Clutch, was able to get by James Ironbeard despite flipping upside down off that guardrail. Good thing Spoolheads Racing designed that beautiful track with those beautiful barriers so no one got injured except for the driver who was wearing a helmet and signed all of his waivers. He's Totally fine. James Ironbeard spinning around in the back. Arlo making a pass at Warren Clutch. Warren Clutch barely holding on, getting pushed by Arlo. Is he able to hold off? Warren Clutch holds his successful block maneuver and holds Arlo off. Arlo over 10 points for first. Raging Ricky and Warren Clutch tied for second with 7. And then bringing up the rear is James Ironbeard. And James Ironbeard is in that back right position. That's not where you want to be when you're the low man on the totem pole here. But you never know. He could come back. Anything can happen. It's Raging Ricky out front. Arlo trying to turn right on a track where you can only take lefts. But he gets himself corrected and he heads on the track. It's Raging Ricky out front, out of frame. We're focusing on Arlo right there, but there we scroll to Raging Ricky. See him cross the finish line for 4. Arlo for second and third. Warren Clutch, and then James Ironbeard bringing up the trail. It's Arlo and Raging Ricky moving on to round number 2. What an incredible group number 4, folks. That was some good racing right there. We saw probably the best crash yet this far in the Big Baja tournament. Across the finish line there between James Ironbeard, Raging Ricky, and Warren Clutch. That was a very clutch move. Into round number 2 we go. We have Xavier in the pole position. Dusty Miles right behind him. Ross Sungod and Sawyer on the outside, bringing up the rear. Whoa, Xavier tries to cut off Dusty Miles in the air. Does not fool Dusty Miles. He takes the outside, runs away with it in that Baja Bouncer. Whoa, he's got some bouncy suspension there. He's bouncing around. The camera goes to the back of the pack as Dusty Miles pulls away. The battle is now between Warren Clutch. Warren Clutch was in the last group. That was Xavier and Ross Sungod. Silly announcer guy. You're getting all these names mixed up. Maybe I should fire myself. Does anyone want to be the announcer? Let me know if you want to be the official announcer of Tiny Track Cars. If you think you can do a better job at announcing motorsports, aka diecast racing, let me know in the comments. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a shot at it. Dusty Miles out in front. Sawyer in front of Xavier there. Sawyer holding off Xavier in that beautiful Bronco R Zamac paint job, or lack thereof. Xavier gets an epic slide drift across that turn, but he does take third place. It's Dusty Miles for first. And there comes Ross Sungod across the line for 1 point. Into race number 3 of Group 2, Group 1 of Round 2. These cars, 2 of them from this group, will move on to the finals. Which 2 will it be? We find out right now. The 2 Baja Bouncers are out front. The 2 Bronco R's are behind, but not for long. Xavier flies in front of Sawyer there, and now he's going after Dusty Miles. Tries to go on the inside of Dusty Miles. Dusty Miles is able to hold off, yet being sideways, still getting pushed on the track. Here comes the rest of the pack. Poor Dusty Miles just trying to get that truck straight. He crosses the finish line first, Xavier in second, then Sawyer, and then Ross Sungod bringing up the rear. It's Dusty Miles, 4 wins. Could be a clean sweep, but he only has 3, and he's in the back right. But he has won every race so far. 12 out of 12 points available for Dusty Miles. He is in the back. Can he pull out a 4-race win? It's not looking good for him way back there in the pack, especially since we just saw him spin around. It's Ross Sungod out front. He's looking good. No one is near him. Xavier right behind, and Sawyer following. Xavier spinning all over the place, not because of anybody else, just because his own driving. He's able to hold on to it. Sawyer across the finish line for third, Dusty Miles for fourth, but that won't matter for Dusty Miles. He will move on with 13, and Xavier will be joining him with 11. Ross Sungod and Sawyer, thank you. Thanks for building for this track. I really appreciate you guys. It takes a lot of time to build these trucks, send them in. So thank you. You guys are great. We'll see you in the next one. All right, it's Laro out in front, followed by Arlo. Again, we have 2 Baja Bouncers out in front and 2 Bronco R's on the right-hand lanes. That's Speedball Herman and Raging Ricky already getting into it. There's, whoa, looks like there's a little bunny rabbit in the front end of Raging Ricky's truck, and he just popped Speedball Herman right around. Speedball Herman in reverse. I think Speedball Herman's probably faster in reverse. We've seen that multiple times. Speedball Herman making some incredible moves while in reverse in this track. Speaking of incredible moves, he almost makes the pass on Arlo down across the finish line, but is unable to get that position. Speedball Herman will take second. Laro takes first in that race number 1. They rotate positions. Lero moves over to the front right position and allows Arlo to move into that pole position. Arlo is probably, he was the fastest qualifier in this group. We'll see what he can do here. Raging Ricky right on his tail in that Bronco R. Almost looks like he's blending in. The back of Arlo's truck, green, straight into the green on Raging Ricky's Bronco R. Raging Ricky loses some of his green paint job as Lero comes smashing into him. And there's Speedball Herman in reverse again. Go, Speedball, go! You're in reverse, buddy. Go, baby, go! Despite being in reverse and looking super fast out there, Speedball Herman takes last place in that group. Who took first? It was Arlo. We rotate positions again. Now it's Raging Ricky and Speedball Herman's chance at the inside lane. Both those Baja bouncers on the outside lane. Arlo in front, Lero behind. Raging Ricky takes the outside line right away. Speedball Herman tries to follow him on the outside. Now he's getting spun around. Arlo saves him, and looks like Lero just pushes Speedball Herman a little bit to get him unstuck from the Arlo debacle. And yet Raging Ricky is out front trying to block everybody because they're coming down his throat. Is he able to hold him out? On the outside, Speedball Herman tries to make a move on Raging Ricky. Who crosses the finish line first? I think Raging Ricky still might have got him, but that was an epic move by Speedball Herman there to take second place. Raging Ricky takes 4 in race number 3. And on to race number 4 we go. Now it's Speedball's chance at the pole position. He really needs those points. Is he going to spin that Bronco R around in reverse and try to take 4 points in this race? He's getting pushed by Lero. Lero tries to take the outside. Speedball pulls the signature move. He's going to drive it in reverse. Is he? Uh-oh, Raging Ricky's going to take the inside. Raging Ricky spins out. Him and Arlo are falling back. Now it's Speedball Herman and Lero out in front. Speedball Herman, what an epic drift. Throws it in reverse and crosses the finish line 4 points. Who's going to move on? It's Lero with 12 and Speedball Herman with 10. Speedball Herman, despite being the slowest car in this group, yet again, moves on to the finals, folks. Xavier, Dusty Miles, Lero, and Speedball Herman. That's not a name you hear very often in the finals, folks. Speedball Herman, he is coming at you, folks. Look at him go. Get him, Speedy. All right, it's Xavier out in front, Lero right behind, Dusty Miles bringing up 3rd place, and Speedball in the back. Speedball Herman pushing on Dusty Miles. There he goes, throws it in reverse. Look out, everybody, he's going to pass everybody in reverse. Dusty Miles on his lid. Oh, no. It's one of the top competitors, the fastest, tied for the fastest qualifier in this group. You hate to see Dusty Miles on his hood. Speedball Herman in reverse, making his signature move in reverse, passing Dusty Miles as they cross the finish line. That's not good start for Dusty Miles here in the finals. Xavier takes 4 points, leads after 1 race here in the finals, race number 1 of the Baja, Big O Baja Extravaganza. Let me know, folks, do you like these jumps in the track? Do you want to see these jumps stick around for a little bit and maybe be part of the Diecast Racing League that we are going to launch here very soon, probably next week? So stick around for that. Lero out in front, Xavier chasing after him, but the action right here is between Speedball Herman and Dusty Miles. Whoa, those cars look super duper fast. Man, Lero and Xavier were absolutely flying out there. Lero and Xavier tied for first place, 7 points each. Dusty Miles and Speedball Herman coming right behind. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. Yeehaw! All right, Speedball, this is your turn to pole position. Dusty, give him a shove and keep him out front. Speedball takes the outside. Is he going to pull his signature spin around move? Looks like he means business in this one. Dusty Miles is trying to pull the Speedball Herman, throw it in reverse. And speaking of Speedball Herman, we don't even see him in the frame. Dusty Miles off the track just a little bit. He's able to save it. Gets a little love tap there by Lero. Spins him back around. There it is, Speedball Herman in reverse. Again, man, that guy just likes to drive in reverse. Someone installed his transmission backwards, I think. Or his head is on backwards. Into the last and final race they go. This is the last race of the Baja Big O Baja Extravaganza. I just tried to say Extravaganza B, and it didn't work out very well. Xavier trying to take a play. Hey, did I just realize that I think Xavier's front tires and Speedball Herman's back tires, they must have shopped at the same store and forgot to buy the second set. They're matching. All right, eyes on Lero there as he spins a full 360 off the barrier. Wow, what a move there. Speaking of 360, there goes Xavier spinning across, spinning around and across the finish line by Dusty Miles, who is on his roof again. Xavier gets by, but Laro pushes Dusty Miles across the finish line for second place. And what does that mean for the score? That means Xavier from Diecast Show Customs wins yet again here at Tiny Track Cars. Thanks so much for all your builders for entering this tournament. We love you. Thanks for everyone for watching Tiny Track Cars. I love this stuff. If you want to watch more, just click that video right in the middle of the screen. Bye.